is much bigger than yours. You know? So after that, I started dating. Shut the fuck up, man. After that, I started dating, and the thing is, I went on Tinder. Tinder has weird profiles, right? Like, I'm looking to be your Julia to your Romeo, or I'm looking to be your Bonnie or your Clyde, which is kind of fucked up because they want me to die at the end. But the weirdest one that I ever matched with was, I'm just looking for my next Joe Exotic. So I messaged her and said, hey, I don't have tigers, but I can sure as hell give you meth. But after that, we went on a date, and, I found out that she was an escort. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But, because I'm curious, I asked her, it's like, hey, so what is the most amount of money you've made at one time? It's like, oh, I made $5,000 taking a shit on some dude's chest. I was mortified, man. Not for any religious bullshit, but just for the sheer fact that I had to pay for the meal still. Let's see, but like I said, I was in the military, so you guys want to hear some more stories?
Yeah.
All right, 2016, right? We were in a tent full of 30, I was doing QRF. What QRF is, you're in a tent full of 30 dudes, right? And like every guy here knows, you got, get alone time. So I went down to the Porta John, pulled up Mia Khalifa, because, culturally appropriate. And not even 30 meters away, a rocket hits. Scares the ever-living shit out of me, guys. That is still the best orgasm I've ever had. June's a big month, it's Pride Month. Give it up for Pride Month. Right? The weird thing is, the Army is kind of the most homophobic yet gayest job you've ever had, right? Because a couple years ago they used to have that rule, don't ask, don't tell, right? During the interview, you have to show someone your butthole. And if you get the job, you get knee pads, so... Let's see. 2018 was my second deployment, and this deployment was a little different. We were training the Afghans how to fight their own war for them. If you looked at the news, clearly we didn't do a good job. Right? And if you know anything about the military, every person who's in the military uses tobacco. I used to dip, right? So I'm on guard tower with the guy who I'm hanging out with. I'm like, hey brother, can I get a pinch of dip? He's like, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I didn't know they used opium. So 3 hours later, I'm waking up in a corner with my rifle missing and my butthole hurting. Let's see, so I got a question. Is everyone from here? Cool, that's cool. That's proud that you guys are from here, right? I'm originally not from here. I'm originally from Wisconsin. And when people find out you're from Wisconsin, we say the same thing. It's like, oh, I bet you like cheese and beer, don't you? It's like, yeah, that's true, except our hometown hero. I'd like a moment of silence for Jeffrey Dahmer. Thank you. Let's see. But, after I got out of the Army, you learn a lot of things. You learn that a lot of people are really too open for a lot of things, right? Like, for example, somehow me and my roommate and my girlfriend were having a conversation. And somehow BDSM showed up. And my girlfriend asked my roommate, hey, what is BDSM? So my roommate, smiling ear to ear, runs to his room, comes out with a ball gag, handcuffs, and a paddle and said, this is what BDSM is, baby girl. And I was like, please don't call my girlfriend baby girl. All right, cool. Let's see. Another person who's way too open was, after getting out of the Army, I had to start a new job, right? And one of my coworkers was very upset one day. And, being in the Army, if anyone who's been a veteran could tell you, when someone looks upset, you ask them what's wrong, right? This guy walked up and was like, hey man, what's wrong? He's like, my uncle fucked my girlfriend, so I'm gonna fuck his daughter. And the only reason why I say this joke here is because he's from Gastonia, so. Let's see. What else? If you can't tell by my ear, I used to wrestle. I actually wrestled for about 15 years, right? And every time I say this, people always say the same thing. It's like, you know who Ric Flair is or John Cena? It's like, no, I've never seen him. I used to do real wrestling, The the Olympic style stuff. And he was like, oh, isn't that kind of gay? It's like, listen, there's nothing gay with two guys, one on top of the other. All right, it's a little gay. You know? But after I got done with wrestling, I used to do MMA. I actually did MMA for a couple of years. I'm 1-1 in MMA. Won my first fight, lost my second fight. I had to quit after my second fight, though, because, you know, I found out you're supposed to tap when you get choked, not come. Let's see. All right, I got a question for the audience. All right, would you guys kill baby Hitler? The answer is no, and this is why. One, microwaves were an event back then. Two, and I found this out recently, washing machines were an event back then, so you had to do the hard way. You know, this is what I do. I'd raise the kid, treat him like my own, you know. Play catch with the kid, right? But the moment Hitler says, hey, Dad, I want to join art school, that's when you cap him in the back of the head. We do not accept failures in this family. Vegetarians hate that joke. They always come up to me and like, hey man, I don't know why you make fun of our celebrity. We don't make fun of Seinfeld in front of you. Let's see. So I got another question. Does anyone else wish that COVID killed more people? Just for the sheer fact that there's a lot of stupid people stupid people right now, right? Like, for example, a couple of months ago, some dude on the plane, took a picture of him slapping Mike Tyson, right? Really fucking stupid, right? But here's the thing. It wasn't a selfie. That means he had to talk someone into, hey man, hold this camera while I slap this dude. You know? Some people get mad at me when I say that because it's like, oh, well, what if one of your family members died? It's like, well, my family's stupid too. You know? My sister is one of the only people I've ever met that had to call AAA to lock the keys out of her car while she was in the car. This is a real story. Let's see. I'm trying to say, how much more time I got left? 2 minutes? Alright, cool. I could say my fucked up shit. Alright. So, you know, like I said, I was divorced, right? And the thing about the divorce was, actually, no, scratch that. So, I said I was a veteran, right? And I'm very proud of my veteran heritage, you know? I've actually had family members fight in every war, even all the way up to the Civil War. Like, my great-grandfather actually got hurt during D-Day. Did not see those Americans coming. You know? But the coolest thing was my grandfather actually fought in Korea, right? And my ex-wife, you know, was very proud of that. She actually walked up to me and said, hey, I just want to say thank you for what you did for my country. Because the fact is, you know, my grandfather fought in that war and actually got hurt. And my grandfather smiled ear to ear and was like, I knew I didn't fucking miss that guy. This is why I love the South, because the thing is, I did that in Colorado, and everyone's like, oh, that's offensive. Usually you talk about killing your wife, and that's fine, but until you find out her ethnicity, that's going way too far. But alright, I guess that's my time. You guys have a good night.